So the hard part about learning Caves of Qud isn't learning to play Caves of Qud. The hard part about learning to play Caves of Qud is simply understanding the way Qud communicates information. It's like, the hard part about learning Dwarf Fortress isn't sitting down and playing Dwarf Fortress, right? The hard part about learning Dwarf Fortress is Dwarf Fortress does a really, well, not a bad job. Dwarf Fortress has its almost its own language, right? And you kind of need to learn that to a degree. Caves of Qud is similar to that. But anyway, with all that aside, we're going to start up. So, character creation. This is what I mean by, for those of you who are worried about learning Caves of Qud, this exists, right? So, permadeath. This is the way you play Caves of Qud. Permadeath, this is what we're going to be playing today. Choose your character. When you die, you die. You're done. That's it, right? You can checkpoint at settlements. So, every single time you go to a town, it's a checkpoint. So it's actually almost like the Souls saving system where you save at campfires. In this, it's like you get to a town, game saves, right? Then there's Wander, where most creatures begin as neutral to you, instead of like the faction system being a clusterfuck. No XP for killing. More XP for discovering and performing water ritual, basically talking with people, making friends, and checkpointing at all settlements. If you want to learn Caves of Qud, but you're scared of playing a roguelike, play it in that mode. Because it's a completely different experience with the same world, the same flavor, and you can still take part in the same mechanics. Can you redeem a dwarf in Qud? No. No. None of that. All of that's going to be off for today. So save your points for next time. Because tomorrow we'll be playing dwarves. And then, of course, there's also dailies. We're just going to be playing Classic. We're going to make a new character. I'm going to be a mutated human. So now the fun begins. We redeem a cave? I mean, I guess technically I can name locations, but no. If the towns specifically are checkpoints, they say, yeah, fair enough. Actually, that's also a good example. So because chat wants me to do an Esper, we could do Tinker. Lost Tinker seeking schematics. Could do that. What, do I look like an apostle to you? Come on. Just want to beg people. Ads are about to start. You need lots of arms? Well, we already agreed earlier that we're going to be an Esper with mind powers, so we're not going to have lots of arms. Well, Tinker is just like crafting things, right? And Tinkers actually work quite well as Espers. The thing is, we could also go Scholar, which gives us first aid, tinkering time, which, you know, honestly, the thing about Scholar is that's like my build. I always take tinkering, I always take first aid, healing, and tactics like off the bat, and I also always take a bunch of wilderness lore early. So we could just do that. I'm not gonna leave this screen for a minute because we're stuck in an ad right now for people on Twitch. Apostle of what? Well, the good word. Well, actually, no, it's the pilgrims that spread the good word. They're the ones who know the fasting way, and they have the iron mind and wayfaring. But chat seems to like this sort of stuff. You know, the Marauder, the Axe Dismember, Charge, and Butchery. Also, this is the only game I've ever played, chat, where I once this is the only game I've ever played where I cloned myself, mind-controlled my clone, and then ate myself as the mind-controlled clone. So, fear very much is the mind killer, yes. Oh, you should see it when we get in game. Happy Salt Dwarf. You should see it when we get in game. Oh, absolutely, yeah. If your ego gets too high, eyes start to see you from another realm. And then suddenly, like, random fucking time wizards appear and shoot fucking black holes at you, and you're like, oh my god! It's a great time. What's an Arcanaut? So these are basically just, like, sprite. This is pick your sprite, right? So an Arcanaut gives you agility, short blade, tinkering, scavenger, acrobatics, and spry. Basically, this is your American Ninja Warrior start. The good way to go if you're going to be a Arcanaut is like you kind of want to be like off Esper with mutations. Also, by the way, this is just a mutant character selection. If, for example, I went Truekin, Truekin is like cyborgs, basically. So you're like replacing your limbs with like robotics and shit, and like putting like tank treads on your legs. I don't really like the way their progression works because you buy your upgrades from stores or find them instead of just going down a character tree. So I personally prefer the mutants because I think they're more fun for me. But Truekins are cool as well too. And at some point when I sit down, Cogmind, well, no, Cogmind, there is no, the thing with Qud, right? There was a human there at one point, or a human-like creature at one point. Cogmind, or in Qud, it was a human-like creature at one point. Cogmind, you're just a robot. So I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. What the fuck, keyboard? That's a good question. What the fuck? There you go. It's like you got all the right letters in there, just in the wrong order. Yeet. Good day, hobo. How's things? All right. Well, I think we're gonna go with Scholar because that fits what we're gonna do quite well. For me, it's either Scholar, Nomad, or Scholar, Nomad, or Tinker. Oh, but I always forget. Do you have the ability to do a poll? Could you do a poll for me, if you do? Scholar, Nomad, or Tinker? Yeah, I don't know, Stefan. If not, I'll do it. But if one of the mods can make a poll for Scholar, Nomad, or Tinker. Oh no, this is just your initial start, and then you go through and you select all the specific mutations you want. This is part 1 of character creation. There's also preset characters in the menu in 2 menus before this. There's presets if you want to just play as a preset. Scholar, Nomad, or Tinker. Always mad. That's just the Incredible Hulk, which would be a Marauder, clearly. You forgot you owned this game? Hell yeah! That's a good surprise. Wow, I didn't think it would be so leaning in one direction. Also, that's not the direction I was expecting it to go. That's exciting. But yeah, no, the Incredible Hulk would basically be like the Marauder. I always forget about the Greybeard. I generally, also the way I usually go with this game is I usually either play the Apostle, the Tinker, the Warden, Watervine Farmer, or the Marauder, and then sometimes the Nomad. Nomad is fun because I start with a recycling suit, but we're just gonna do the default start today, so there's no real reason to start with it. Basically, if you're gonna do the desert start, you start with Nomad usually. So chat voted Scholar, so we're going to school. Motherfuckers. So now we have 3 choices, right? There's Chimera, Esper, and Unstable Genome. Unstable Genome, well, you gain 1 mutation each time you gain 1 extra mutation each time you buy this. but mutations don't manifest right away. However, when you gain a level, there's a 33% chance that your genome destabilizes and you get to choose from 3 random mutations. Basically, do you want to be unstable, probably going to die, explosive, rapid mutation, fun times. You could do that. I don't know if it's an MTG reference. This game was based on Gamma World initially, like the rule set. So I have no idea. Esper is you only manifest mental mutations, which is what we're going to do. All of your mutation choices when manifesting new mutations are mental. So I have mind powers. And then there's Chimera, which is, do you want 25 legs? Also, you can have wings, feathers, and horns, and like spikes for hands. And do you want to just like? Chimera is pretty fucking dope. Do you just want like 6 arms and you can wield 5 axes and a shield? Nah. I think there's an achievement for having 12 arms. So yeah, you can just have multiple heads, many hearts, 5 shields, 1 axe. Yeah, absolutely. You can be Mr. Handy, but we're gonna play an Esper due to chat's request. So now we have many different mutation options here as I scroll down. So these are all the Chimera ones initially. Did I select the right one? Yes, I did. So these are all the physical mutations. So it's like adrenal control. You can have a beak. Do you want claws? Do you want like a shell and be a turtle person? Do you want to like explode with like a corrosive gas? Basically, this is build your own Forgotten Beast. You know, you can have electrical. You want to be a battery? You could be a battery. Do you want to pulsate out an EMP? Do you want to shoot fire out of your hands? Do you want to shoot ice out of your hands? Do you want to have great hearing, heightened quickness, multiple arms, horns, multiple legs, night vision, phasing? You want to jump through walls? Yeah, you could do that. Or also like kill yourself because you jumped into a wall. Let's see, you can be a porcupine. You can regen, you can make things fall asleep, you can have slime glands, spinnerets, make webs, you can have a stinger, a different stinger, stinger. So you can have multiple stingers. Do you want to have thick fur and be a monkey? Do you want to have triple jointed and make your arms break really quickly, but also be very flexible and good at dodging? You can have an extra head so you can lose one. 2 hearts so you can lose one. Wings so you can fly. But that's all for another day because those are all physical mutations. We're jumping into mental mutations. So beguiling, mental attack. It's basically you can beguile a creature into serving you loyally. I can make friends. I need that power in real life. Do you want to cause plants to spontaneously grow in a nearby area, hindering your enemies? We could learn about a nearby area. That's boring. Good day. Ka! Oh yeah, also, crows are a faction, and if you learn to be friends with crows, you can talk with crows, and they say ka in between each word. I once found a town of intelligent crows. They killed me. You can cause confusion, very useful. Cryokinesis, you just want to just like freeze a nearby area with your mind, you can do that. Disintegration is great. The problem with disintegration is it makes you exhausted for 3 rounds, so you just want to just obliterate everything, even walls in an area. And everything in it, and then also stun yourself for 3 turns. You've never seen this game, but you heard the last minute and you're sold. Just wait until you see the gameplay first. Just hang up for a little bit. This game is a thing. It's a thing. Domination. Also, by the way, I'm playing in windowed mode. If you play full screen, this text fits. This is, it's still in early access. It's not quite done yet. Ego projection. Basically, you're through a sheer force of will, you can perform like incompletable feats. It just gives you a humongous ego bonus. I don't generally use that one. Force bubble. This one is a must take for me. I'm gonna take force bubble. Force bubble. It's like a safety shield and will save your life if you're an Esper, and I don't want to die immediately. I'll probably also try to get force wall at some point, but force bubble for me is like kind of a must. Light manipulation. It turns you into a Dark Souls character and makes you into light source. And you can use that light source to shoot lasers out of your eyes, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. Mass mind. You can tap into aggregate mind and steal power from other Espers, which means you can like think through the intergalactic time continuum, and like steal other people's mind powers. Mental mirror, if somebody attacks you with mind powers, you can fire it back at them. Did I skip Kindle? Oh, that just lights a fire. That's boring. Precognition, you can tell into the future. So you can play for 16 rounds into the future and then jump back. So if you think you might die if you do something, you can like jump into a hole and see what's down there. Hell yeah. Happy to help Broken Pierogi. Or Prodigy? Prodigy. Broken Prodigy, not pierogi. I like pierogies. I'm hungry now. Psychometry, this is one of my favorite ones. It lets you read the history of artifacts by touching them, which I'm going to take. And obviously pyrokinesia. Sense psychic, you can see people with mental powers at a distance. Space-time vortex, do you want to summon a black hole? You can't control which direction it goes, and it might, like, teleport you to the other side of the world. There are some, so, not to dox myself, walking distance from my house is a Ukrainian Orthodox church, McJerby. Every Sunday, they call them Ukrainian pierogi, and so I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, and cabbage rolls. $3. You get 2 pierogi and a cabbage roll. I go there most Sundays. It's fucking fantastic. They usually have like little bake sale as well and like various little things. They don't generally do it in the winter though because they do it outside. So if it's like pelting rain, they don't do it. Then we have obviously that Stunning Force, pretty obvious. Sundermind. This is the most common one that you'll see the enemy psychics with. Basically, like they sunder your mind and you just start taking damage until you explode. Or you kill them. It's basically like an overtime tick damage thing. You bond with a nearby organic creature and leech their life force. Telepathy, obviously. Teleport other. You can teleport an adjacent enemy to a random location. You can teleport. Temporal fugue, and I think we're getting close to the bottom of these. And then time dilation. So now we've got our debuffs. So if we want to take a mental defect, which I have plenty in real life, we can get more points to spend on things, or we can just avoid these. Some of them are quite funny. Others find it difficult to tolerate you in social settings, so we could just be socially repugnant, which just everybody kind of hates us a little bit. Quantum jitters, you sometimes jump through space-time. Whenever you use an activated ability, there's a small chance that your focus slips and you dent space-time in the local region, causing a 1 to 2 space-time vortexes to appear, and this increases the chance the longer you go without using an ability. Which is kind of hilarious. Psionic migraines, you can't wear helmets, and you have headaches 24/7. Narcolepsy, you fall asleep randomly. Evil twin, activating some inscrutable impulse in a parallel version of yourself travels through space-time and to destroy you. So I had evil twin once, spawned in, spoke with somebody, used my ego ability to increase my ego to trade, got killed by my evil twin. Immediately. Just instantly. You are befuddled by technology and its complexity. Blinking tick, you teleport about uncontrollably. I got stuck in a wall once. It was bad. Asthma, you forget things and places. This one's horrible. So, skill issue, yes. We could take evil twin. No, narcolepsy's no fun. I hate narcolepsy. I was kind of leaning quantum jitters. You guys want to randomly summon dents in space-time? Both? Well, I can only take one. So, evil twin or quantum jitters, chat? All right, so chat, we're taking quantum jitters. Which means I can get some more powers. So now the fun question. Thanks for the 66 cents, Irish Stupid. I also like to goog things with my Wi-Fi. So we have 7 points I can spend. So far we have psychometry, which allows me to discover the history of artifacts by touching them. The reason this is useful is, let's just say I find a grenade, or in this game it'll be like a weird sphere, right? I can touch it and learn what it is, and learn how to make it. And because I will have some points in tinkering, I'll be able to build it. So it'll allow me to like make grenades and such. I'm thinking we just say fuck it and just go like pyrokinesis or something, just like set shit on fire. Or, like the question is, do I want more? I need at least 1 or 2 murder skills actually. Hello, Arrow. Happy Tuesday. Refreshes all mental mutations, cooldown 500 rounds. Cooldown is not affected by willpower. Each use attracts slightly more attention from psychic interlopers. I really like light manipulation. It gives me laser eyes and makes me into a light source, meaning I don't need to carry torches. Bonding with an organic creature and leeching its life force could also be useful because it hurts them, and it helps me, and I can run away. Never need another ranged option. Pretty much, yeah, just put a bunch of points into light manipulation. I could also summon black holes to go alongside of my other black holes. Except I get to pick where they go. This tickles your Angband nerve? Oh, absolutely. Very much. When you suffer a mental attack while the mental mirror is off cooldown, you gain plus. You know, also mental mirror might not be a bad idea. How many points do I have left? 3? I could take like mental mirror and sense psychic. Or teleport other. Hell yeah, DeathSec. You were overrun by 6 angry horses. Most horses are angry. So chat, I'm between either just taking mental mirror and and sense psychic, or just siphon Vim. This game is metal as fuck. So also for those of you who've never seen this game is like Alice in Wonderland, Dune, Gamma World, a little bit of Adventure Time, but it's also a Nightmare Hell Factory with a lot of body horror. Well, it's $20 on Steam, Arrow. You love watching a psychic enemy? Yeah, I think I'm leaning that. I think I'm gonna go sense psychic and mental mirror. Because I don't like getting my mind masked. All right, next. Now we do the actual character creation shit. So we got, you know, your usuals, right? We got strength. Your strength determines how effectively you penetrate your opponent's armor with melee attacks, and how much damage your melee attacks do, and your ability to resist forced movement, and your carry capacity. Also remember, if we die, I'm just going to restart with the same character, so we only need to do this once. Your agility score determines your accuracy with both melee and ranged weapons, and your ability to dodge attacks. We should put a couple points into that, definitely. I don't actually know what hotkey I do. Okay. Oh, I see. Right. They've changed this control scheme. There we go. We do want some abilities and that. I do want some toughness as well. Int. Your intelligence determines the number of all skill points and your ability to examine artifacts. That I would like to go up quite a bit. And then these are the important ones, willpower and ego. Your willpower score modifies cooldowns of your activated abilities and determines your ability to resist mental attacks and modifies your healing rate. Let's pump that up to like 21 and then put the rest into ego. See how many points I have left. Yeah, there we go. And then ego score determines the potency of your mental mutations and your ability to haggle with merchants and your ability to dominate the wills of other living creatures. What puts you off? Sidetracked, I've got a question. Why haven't you just played like as Wander or like turn on saving so that you can like get past the initial learning curve before you play it as a roguelike? Because like, yeah, it can be quite difficult to like get a run going, but there are some tricks, and I think that there shouldn't be any yeah, literally, it like when you make a character, this was a couple patches ago, so maybe you missed it, but when you make a new character, the game asks you, do you want to play classic, which is just you die, done, character gone, start again, reset world. Then there's roleplay, where you can save at towns, and then there's Wander, where you save at towns, and almost everything is considered neutral, except for boss creatures, and you don't get XP for killing stuff. So if you play as roleplay, it's essentially an RPG. Yeah, no, it's like if you're learning the game, yeah, just turn on roleplay. Go have fun. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, you can lose like 5 hours of progress from a dungeon. So also for clarity's sake, this game is finishable, but it's like a 30-hour RPG. You can lose 30 hours of time because an invisible boss one-shots you with a shotgun. It's happened to me. So, when people complain that Dark Souls is unforgiving, anyway, let's play some Qud. I need to make this the right size so I can turn my camera off sometimes. I will be jumping between camera on and off depending on what's happening. But for here, character creation. So, if you would like to play this character, how do I export the code? That. Build code copy to clipboard. In my Discord, there's a room called the roguelike room. If you want to play this exact build, it's gonna look like somebody spamming, but build code is now in there, in the roguelike room. I did say it was gonna look like a nightmare. All right. So we have Esper, Force Bubble, Light Manipulation, Mental Mirror, Psychometry, Sense Psychic, and Quantum Jitters. Storm Giants throwing... I mean, for me, usually what ends my runs in Tome is my own stupidity and greed. Oh, this looks like an interesting chest. Do not open this chest unless you are strong. Opens chest, dies in 3 hits. The vampire that comes out of it. All right. Now the very important part, chat. What do I name my character? I know the feeling, Trimkoff. Orb. McNugget, Tim. Snock. Boing, Hoop, Boof. Bubba. Mr. Orb. Something Orb. Carlson. Carl Sagan's pretty funny. I like Orbulon, actually. So there are several different starts you have here, right? This is the normal beginner start. This actually, in my opinion, is the canonical start. And the reason I say that is there's a bunch of written characters that are in this place and 2 quests that do not exist if you do any of the other starts. The game still moves into the normal storyline regardless, but this is the canonical start. Random village in the salt marshes, random village in the salt dunes, random village in the desert canyons, or random vision in the hills. You can still find Yappa if you start at one of the random villages, but if you start at one of the random villages, Yappa's destroyed. And sometimes you can find the bones of the dead written characters, which is interesting.